Hi guys. In this video, we're going to learn about how to take the hyperlinks from the web page and how to store that in the Excel by automation process without manual. Okay, that is what we're going to see. This is one important interview question. Usually they will be asking in the Selenium part. Okay, so usually we are seeing the Java questions, right? So this also one important question which asked in the interview. Okay, so I'll just mention that what are the things we need to do. First we need to take the links from web page, then store in Excel. So this is what our scope. So first scope we will do. So for that I'm just initializing the driver equal to new from driver. I need to import this. Then I'm just taking web page. Okay, so here I'm just opening the Facebook page. Why I'm taking Facebook page in the sense this Facebook page have multiple hyperlinks in this, so easily we can take the hyperlinks from this one. Okay, I'm just taking this link. Then I'm just maximizing this driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. I'm just using implicitly wait also driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait duration dot of seconds will be 10 second. I'm just setting as 10 second. Okay, so like we have created the web page. In that web page what we need to do, we just taking the hyperlinks. So for that we will inspect this. So if you see here, this is the hyperlink. This is not a hyperlink, this is a button, right? This is a button. So this is the hyperlink. Create a page is the hyperlink, right? So if I'm checking this forget button, see here, forget button, this is present in the a attribute and a tag and href attribute, right? So see here, tag is the a and the attribute is href. So if I'm just checking the create page, this also a tag and href attribute. So I'm just checking another one hyperlink which is present here. So if I'm checking this one, this also a tag and hyperlink present in the href. So if you're checking these, all the hyperlinks will be present in the a tag only, not only in this page. Whatever the page if you are taking, all the hyperlink will be present in the a tag only. In the href only the hyperlink will be given. So this is common whenever they are the developer will creating the DOM. So the HTML code they are coding, right? So this is the usual thing they will be doing. Okay, so first we need to find the tag name as a, then we need to get the attribute href. This is our scope then. Okay, so here driver dot find elements by tag name. A is our tag name, right? I mentioned that this return type will be list of web element. Why? Because usually if you taking the driver dot find element by id so and so id, I'm just mentioning the return type for the find element will be web element, but the find elements will be list of web element. Why? Because the find element is indicating only one element, but the find elements is considering multiple elements, that is a more than one element. That is the reason it is given in the list of web element, not in the web element. Okay, so remember this one is the important interview question. So if the find element in the sense return type will be web element, find elements in the sense the return type will be list of web element. Okay, fine. So we have stored in the list of web elements, then we have found the tag name. So you have all the things present in the tag. So if you want, I just print in the console. For that I'm just going for loop. Here it's stored in the web element. So the web element web element dot get attribute. So attribute only it's present, right? The attribute name is href. I'm just taking sysout attribute. If I'm printing this, our code is right in the sense all the link will be web page is opening and maximized, all the links will be present in the console. Okay, so it is printed in the console. So whatever the code we have coded, that is right. Okay, so this is only for printing in the console, so this is not required, but if you want you can mention this also, no issue. Okay, then I'm just mentioning driver dot close. Why? Because each and every time we cannot close this, so driver dot close I have mentioned. So then list of web element is present, right? Tag name is A. Then what we need to do, we have taken the hyperlinks, then our scope is store in the Excel. So for that we need to create one object, one class for file equal to new file. So I have created the object for the file. So in this what we need to do, the dependencies I have used for this. So usually we need to add some dependencies for the Selenium program, right? I'm using the Maven build tool, so I'm not adding the jar file. The dependencies I need to add as jar file. Okay, the library is present here. So for that, the repository Maven like a py.ooxml for the file operation and Selenium Java for the Selenium WebDriver operation. Selenium WebDriver operation is nothing but the WebDriver which we initiating here, right? These are the things we will be operating from the Selenium Java, and py.ooxml is the Excel file operation. Okay, so file equal to file. In this I need to mention the path of the Excel. Here there is no Excel is present, right? So here I'm just creating one folder. The folder name called Excel. Okay, so the folder name called Excel. In this Excel I'm just mentioning one sorry, so we have created the folder, right? So this folder path we need to mention here. So we no need to create the Excel file manually, it will be done automatically. So Excel, in that folder I need to create the Excel file. So for that I'm just mentioning as facebook.xlsx. This is the format of the Excel, right? I'm just mentioning that. Then I need to create one interface called workbook. Workbook will be equal to new xssf workbook. This we need to import. This interface we need to import. Okay, so why we need to mention this workbook? After we creating the Excel, another name of the Excel will be the workbook only, right? So after we creating the Excel, we need to we mentioned the folder, we need to create the Excel, right? So new XSF workbook, it will create one Excel. So create a new spreadsheet ML workbook here mentioned, right? So to create a new Excel we need to mention. So here SSF is a format, so we cannot report a workbook here. XSF is important one, and then we need to create the sheet, right? So if usually if you're opening any Excel, in this Excel initially if you open the Excel, sheet is created, then we have the rows, sorry, we have the rows and we have the columns, right? So first we need to create the sheet. In the automation the sheet automatically will not create, because why? Because we are mentioning the Excel location and we are creating the Excel workbook. So workbook is created, now we need to create the sheet. So for that wd create sheet, one method is there. In that create sheet method the return type will be sheet. So I'm just mentioning a sheet. In the inside you need to pass the sheet name. So I'm just mentioning the sheet name as link. Okay, links, I'm just mentioning the sheet name as links. So what will happen here, the sheet 1 is there, right? Instead of that, that will have the links, the name as links. Then I'm just storing this hyperlinks in the 0th row. So this is the 0th row, right? 0 row, first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Like the way 0 column, first column, second column, sorry, 0 column, first column, second column. So this is the row, right? This is the column. So if I'm mentioning column as 1 in the sense, all the values will be printed this one. Okay. So like the way here, I'm just mentioning call a row as, so here I'm creating one for loop. Why I'm creating the for loop in the sense, I have created the sheet, but I don't know how many column I need to, how many rows I need to create. Why? Because if you're seeing this, we don't know that how many links present in this. We cannot count each one by one, right? So this is the row, right? So in this row, it needs to print. So we don't know that. That is the reason I'm going for loop. Each iteration, it will create each row. How many rows needed, it will be created. So here I equal to 0, it needs to start from 0th index. Okay, and I less than where it is present, the tag only it is present. Tag dot size. Why I am mentioning size in the sense it is present in the list of web element. If it is a string in the sense, we can go for the length of. Here it is a list, so we need to mention that as size of. Okay, so it is a predefined method. So then I need to create the row. Sheet dot create row based on I. So how many iteration is happened, that much row need to be created. The return type of row will be row. Okay, so now I need to create the cell. Row dot create cell. So how which cell it needs to be present? 0th cell. So here only I need to mention, not here. Okay, here if I want to mention in the sense of 1, I need to mention that we can do after we got the value. So here now I'm just mentioning as 0. Column will be 0. So the return type will be 0. Okay, so I'm just mentioning this as cell. The name cell. Okay, now cell dot we going to set the value. So set cell value, one method is there. We need to mention the set cell value here. Okay, so set cell value, which value we going to set? Tag dot get I dot get attribute. So in this attribute, href attribute, we going to take, right? So tag dot tag, in the tag get I. So first iteration 0th will be the come. So this is a 0th. So 0th value from that get attribute. So how we taken the get attribute href? So href in the sense this will take. Okay, so set cell value, this value need to be set. That's it. So if you completed this, you can go for the outside the loop, file, output stream. One particular method is there, we need to use that file output stream. So this class we need to create here. So file output stream, I'm just mentioning the name for this class as stream, new file output stream. So here we need to pass the file name. So file name will be the file. So we need to pass the file name. Here it will throw exception. You just add throws declaration. So here stream, sorry, workbook we completed a file output in the sense we want to write something, right? So we need to use the file output. We want to read something from the Excel, we need to use the file input stream. Okay, so this is much important. File output stream we need to mention because we're going to write in the Excel. So here then WB is the workbook name, workbook dot write. So workbook dot write, the name stream. This also throw the exception, just add the throws exception. So workbook dot stream, that's it. So if I'm printing this one, run as Java application. Okay, before that I'm just closing this Excel. Okay, so values is came. If you're checking this Excel, the Excel is not created, which Facebook XLX we asked to create, right? So it is not created. It's nothing but just to refresh this project. So you will be having this. So if you open this one, facebook.xls, which name we have given, the same name. So here, open with the system editor. If I'm clicking this one, all the values has been printed in the 0, 0 value. So that's it. So 45 links is present, which is mentioned here. 46 links is present. Okay. So this is what we need to do. For example, as I said, the first link, right? So here cell will be first. So first cell I'm mentioning. For that I'm just changing the name as small Facebook to capital Facebook. Okay. So now I'm running this. So in this page, okay, so I'm just here, the name is not changed, right? So I'm just refreshing this, refresh. So here open with, so values stored in the uh, first column, right, instead of 0th column. So this is the way we need to do this one. So I'm just saving this. Okay. Okay, so if you have any doubts in this, you can mention in the comment. So and if you have any other programs, if you want any other programs, you just mention that. We will discuss that. Okay, so one important thing, we need to use the two dependencies. So this is also one interview question, so I'll just tell you what are the important questions from this one. So what are the dependencies you will be used, or what are the libraries you will be used for this program? So for Excel operation, we need to use the poi.ooxml. This one is the important one. For Selenium, mostly they will not ask this one. You just aware of that. Okay, and in this they will be asking this one here, hex ssf workbook. Why? Because usually whenever we are creating some object, the name, object name will be placed in the right side also, new file, like that we are placing file output stream, new file output stream. But here the workbook, new workbook we will not mention. XSF workbook we need to mention. Why? Because the workbook need to be handle old version and new version also. So that is the reason we are mentioning XSS workbook. Okay, then how you will be taking the hyperlink from the web page. So by tag name, a need to be mentioned. This is the common for all the web page. The return type will be list of web element. And what is the return type for the find elements? What is the return type for the find element? So what is the difference between that? So like the way the question will be asked, so you just prepare those things. And once we take the tag name, then we need to go for the for each loop, and we need to iterate based on the href. So get attribute, one particular method will be there. In that method we need to mention the attribute at href, so that we can get the attribute. So this way we can take the attribute and we can place in the Excel like this. We need to say this. So file output stream and file input stream, what is the difference between that? Like that we mentioned. So file output stream we will be using for writing the Excel. File input stream will be used for reading the Excel. Okay, and WB is the reference name of workbook, dot write. So without this method, these things will not be added in the Excel. So these two things is much important. Okay, so driver.close and driver.quit. So what is the difference between that? Driver.close will be closed to current web page, and driver.quit will close all the web page. Whatever the window is opened, all the tab will be closed in that. Okay, that is the difference. So these are the things we may expect from the panelist. uh, what is the return type of create sheet? What is the return type of create row? Like that will be asking. Everything will be sheet, row, cell, like that only. Okay, so if you want to read that Excel in the sense, same way, wb dot get sheet. So instead of create sheet, you will be mentioning get sheet. So create row, get row, you need to mention. Create cell, get cell, you need to mention. Okay. Set cell value, get cell value, you need to mention. Get string cell value, get numeric cell value, like that will be there. That you need to mention. Okay. Like the way we can change the method and we can retrieve the data from that. So I will post a separate video for how to read the Excel. Okay. So hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, you just mention in the comment. And if you like this video, just click the like button and subscribe this channel and refer to your friends also. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Please.